Speculate that the Neolithic people who came to see it would have stood on those heights on the European side.
The scientists needed proof, and they needed to find a way of dating it. An opportunity arose in June 1993 when a Russian survey ship set out to survey the bottom of the Black Sea to measure fallout from Chernobyl. Ryan and Pittman, with their camcorder, joined the team. As sonar pictures of the surface layer of mud on the bottom began to appear, the researchers were in for their first surprise.
Down here.
Normally, a sea bottom is reasonably flat. Most seas fill very slowly, so wave action at the rising water's edge has time to erode the features of the land it's covering.
One here, another here.
But here, the sonar images showed that the bottom was full of features, as if the land had been drowned so suddenly that no wave erosion had occurred. Only a thin layer of mud, made up of sediment falling from the water, was lying over these features. When these sonar profiles were combined, the picture of the underwater surface was to reveal features that produced a flurry of excitement. The valleys of the great rivers that flow into the Black Sea continue down under the surface, sometimes for as far as 100 miles. But they all stopped at the exact same level, as if in the past this had been the surface of a much lower lake. For Ryan and Pittman, this was encouraging, because the first prerequisite of the portal collapse they were seeking was a difference in water level. Here was such a difference between the Mediterranean sea level and this newly discovered lake. They obtained a core sample from the bottom of this lower lake, which contained more than just mud. Here were mussel shells, and the species was quite a surprise for a saltwater sea.
This is a freshwater zebra mussel. Finding this specimen shows us that prior to the flood, the Black Sea was a freshwater lake.
An older freshwater lake at the bottom of what is now the Black Sea. Was the huge tract of land stretching downward from today's surface to the freshwater lake the site of Ryan and Pittman's proposed lost world?
So we have this surface in which animals may have walked on, maybe even humans. And this was an old river valley at that time.
If there had been a flood, it would have been caused by water pouring in from the Mediterranean. Here, there was more evidence. The great depth of the Bosphorus and debris washed into the Black Sea pointed up how violent the event was. But did another form of proof exist? The incoming water would have been different from the fresh water of the lake below it. It would have been salt water. Sure enough, the first cores from the sediment covering Ryan and Pittman's presumed lost world showed no freshwater mussels, only these saltwater clams. Accurate dating of these clams from the earliest deposits at the bottom of the blanket of mud gave an extraordinary result. They were all the same age, irrespective of location and depth, ranging from the present surface down 426 feet to the level of the ancient freshwater lake.
This could only have meant that a catastrophic flood had occurred in the Black Sea. Water had rushed in and covered this landscape instantaneously.
The date? Between 5600 and 5500 BC.